Welcome everyone to the nether here in Welstopia. And some of the nether hub is already complete. We have this autumn theme right here with all these glass trees. That looks nice. And over here, oops, we have a snowflake to represent winter. Now, unfortunately, we still don't have our spring and summer area. So it's obviously a work in progress, but obviously it's a Four Seasons theme here. And here's one of the entrances to the center corridor for these. Now this is a rather plain corridor that we've got over here. It's just stone with how tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why I'm counting that is I'm trying to get the dimensions for the southern quarter. This is a different quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 by 5 all the way through here. And then it breaks out into a rather dangerous open area. Ah, so that's how you get to the spawn chunks, alright. And going down into our various areas. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to avoid being in too many open places when I do the southern corridor, because that's able to get to the various places I've seen without too much trouble. Alright, glass here. So we can see what's going on. Now I want to have a look at the other ones before I go and make mine. Now this one's rather, well, dark. Good grief. Can't see a thing here. And this area is a little bit more lit up, and there are several more people going down this way. This is looks like the most popular of them. This is the western corridor, and you can see a huge number of banners up here. And it's not quite finished, but you can see that it's starting to come around, and you've got the corridor here, and I guess all these little blocks here are to prevent unwanted spawns. Apparently Obscura is fighting a war with some zombie pigmen, hoping not to get into too much trouble. At least I would presume that's the reason for that little escapade. And then now we have this one, the southern corridor, which is the one that I'll be working on. I've moved the chests that were inside the area out here. Now my banner's here. Hopefully I won't have to move that immediately, but I'll probably have to move that soon. Here we've got cobble a little bit up here, most likely to stop flows of lava, which is the biggest danger in this thing. And I'll probably be using this as my side hall for putting all my working tools for now. Now there is a former member of the server who had carved out this area, and therefore I would like to move the sign. Now I am going to have to see, just in case he returns to the server, I better put the name there. Let's get the, essentially the idea there is so it won't be in the way of the main part. I brought my own crafting bench, but I didn't think that. Yeah, I would have that one. Now, the trouble is moving all of this stuff. Shrooms for everyone! Wah! Okay. Step carefully away from the keyboard. Well, hopefully I will be able to have enough room in order to move all that in a little while. But for right now, I'll be moving a nether chest right here. And just before starting this episode, I did make sure I had a silk touch pick. And here are some of the materials I was thinking of using. Probably want to put some of this stuff in there so that, well, I won't be needing the crafting bench since I've already got another one there. We're in the nether, so I'll put this all into there for the moment. Obviously, I'll want the silk touch item. Let's see, let's do this for now. And the first thing I want to do is to get some slabs, some stone slabs. Because that's what I would like to do with this point right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first section. We have this interchange right here with Gabe's Ghost there, an appropriate name for someone who's not currently on the server. And then this other corridor that is left unmarked. And I'll need to intersect with those. So I'm going to do the section from here to where it intersects with these corridors. Then maybe get some feedback and determine if this is something that doesn't raise any great objections. I know of 4 people off this corridor. 1 not on the server. That one was built in the last month, so probably is someone in the servers. I just don't know who it is yet. There's whoever's off on the stairs, which is where I'll be stopping in any case. And the one comment I had on so far was saying make sure I don't mess up the stairway. Now, as for these, speaking of stairways, we do have to worry about this. And we want to make sure that this comes down properly. And do I have? I think I have stairs inside of the nether chest. No, I don't. Ooh. Oh, they're in my inventory. Silly. Silly. Right, so we want a smooth transition from here to here. Now we have this lip going up all the way through, so I would presume that they want to maintain that theme. So we'll go up and then go down afterwards. So with that in mind, we'll... yeah. Well, actually, if that's what they... I'm not going to argue with that. Actually, I like that better. Good. Then we'll go down to here. And right here, then we'll replace this with a stair step. Now, the question is what we want to do here, because the idea I'm thinking of has to do with a circular pattern going around here. So therefore, that is what I want to try to do for the last... Did I hit quartz? Ooh. All right. I have so much trouble finding quartz that running into a vein of quartz while doing this, well, I just want to make sure I don't get myself killed. Especially now that I'm using a fortune pick. And when you have a fortune pick, I managed to get mending on it. Yeah, I had to go to a seller and pay diamonds. 6 diamonds for a mending book, which I presume is sounds like typical and typical price. On that, been a little bit easier if I had more diamonds than I did, but I think in the long run it is going to prove to be a saving, so I don't have to re-enchant these constantly, which will cost in the long term many more diamonds. Now, what I'm going to do here is put the nether warp. Okay, put that back, and then we'll go here and here. I guess here, here. So this is going to be around here. We're going to have this and this on the side. As I said, circular pattern. So that means this one right here we can replace. And then this one on here we can replace. And then we'll try the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Now, this takes care of what I'm thinking of for the floor pattern. So just repeating this all the way through for the floor. Doing that, I'll decide if I want to do the same thing on the ceiling. Because on the ceiling I can make it a little bit flatter. Well, maybe not cobble. Probably slabs on there. And have that on top, because if you remember what I have down here, because this is eventually going to connect with the other extreme. Let's go all the way down here so we can see, because this is going to connect up to here, which is a little bit wider on the slab section before it comes out, but then it goes straight up here. And you see here I have the stone brick on every other one, and then going with some bone blocks and some spruce. What I'm going to do for lighting I have to think of, because I don't have as much glass as I had before, but let's face it, the main town is right next to a desert, so if I needed glass, I know where I can get the sand for it. Now right here is the stairway up, and I have been asked not to destroy this stairway. So I'll just have to take care of that, and hopefully Kratos will take care of it once he sees what's leading into it. But the idea here that we have this big corridor now splitting out into 2 directions, one going up here and one going up here, might actually work out. You have this big tunnel splitting out into 2 smaller ones, so perhaps it could work pretty much as is. Now this is obviously going to need to be closed up. Now I should be in fire protection armor. Let's see. Yeah, fire protection 4 on my breastplate. I luckily got that when I enchanted the diamond stuff, because that's what made me hold on to my iron chest plate as long as I did, was that it had fire protection 4 on it also. So I'm quite happy that it is still on there. Alright. So here we are with our I wish I would have thought of this before, back when there was a... Actually, no. I better take back that wish, because I think the last thing I want right now is a mining beacon on here. I have no trouble with the nether work coming through too fast just by using diamond. Alright, so here we are here. 1, 2, 3... Okay, going up slowly like this. And now I want to transition into wood. And that's what I'm thinking of doing here. So that's why Obscurum was looking around like he was. He's trying to decide on a banner. Which I guess is a good thing to do because there are more banners out in this area than there are anywhere else, especially down on that western corridor. Alright, let's... So now let's see what we can do on the way of wood. Let's see. Now, right now we are 1, 2, 3. I think I want to go... Sheesh. See what happens if I try to use spruce on the walls. Do I already have spruce with me? I do have spruce with me. Good. Let's see how this works. I try to make it not look too much like my own personal section, since, well, it is a public area instead of my private area, so I think a little distinction there would be nice. Good. So I'm thinking here, but oh boy, I am going through like crazy. All right, now let's. Well, I guess I should have expected that to be, there. Now I'm thinking perhaps bone block for this section. I know I said not too much like mine. Yeah, I just do horizontal instead of vertical. Yeah. And then down here. And then another layer of spruce. And hopefully without waking up any gas while I do this. Because now, if this place had... Hey, that's a good question on wood. Now, if this place had fire spread on, then... So I thought I didn't need an axe here, apparently. Alright. I probably have put in the nether chest. I hope I put in the nether chest. Yes, I put in the nether chest. Oh, so... Okay, well, the clock isn't exactly the most useful thing you can have in the nether, so I will put that off for now. I just like having that clock there because... easy to lose track of time, and that is sort of the question for this episode, is getting the timing right, because I usually use my clock in order to help me know the times properly. Alright, now we want a bit of stone brick lake. Yeah, that's actually what I do want. Alright, and that could be my transition point. Going up like... Let me do it like that. Not if I do it like that. Alright, and like this. And I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. And now, unfortunately, this is very easy to do something like that instead. Because I want to do it based on here instead. All right. Okay, there we go. So the idea is to have that there. And the ceiling is just going to be a lot simpler than the floor, because obviously you saw how much trouble I had doing just that. So therefore I will just have 3 layers of this, because that will just be a whole lot simpler to achieve. And I think simplicity is going to be much better off here. Especially if I even have trouble with the simple, so I think I have to latch on to not too high, not too low. These things are fiddly. Alright, and I wanted stairs there for what reason? Like, yes, putting up one of the most fiddly blocks in the game in order to do this. Okay, I got that there, and that'll probably just have to go as a... Well, I'll have to climb up here and get it anyway, so... Whew. Alright, now you get the idea. Good, good. And... Alright, good. Good, and that is the beginning of it, so I'll just repeat. Oh, yes. Light! I do have to consider light. I think this would be a good place to start light. We'll go here. And... Oh, I just can't resist the lure of lost blocks. They're calling for me. Alright, now, avoid the zombie pigmen. Alright, good. Now, the question is what I'm going to do concerning light. Now, if you remember my last place, I had torches here with cyan stained glass in front of it. I guess that's a possibility. It'll probably have a different color of glass in front. For now, I will just do it without the glass. And I could put in the glass later on, because that way if the concept doesn't work, I could always come back and redo it. No, but now that I do have a silk-touched pick, I should be able to undo it even if I do put glass in there. Alright. But this then is what I'm planning to do. So I'll take a little cut and then we'll see how it looks when I get down that far. And here we have it. Our little tunnel up here. And going all the way down here. So this is the first segment of the tunnel. Now I'm going to wait for some feedback on this to see if there are any requests of what I want to do. I guess I could make it a little bit more circular by going another layer of stairs up there, but I think it'll be a whole lot easier on me if I just do it flat on this end. And if they want it to be symmetrical on the top and bottom, I just might decide to flatten out the bottom rather than raising the top up there. And that would actually go well with the quarters here if that's what we decide to do. But that is all for today's episode. Next time we won't be here, but instead we'll be back to my main area so I could get some feedback on this, and we'll decide what to do. I could either work on my AFK farm area, where last time you saw me on that semi-successful slime farm, or I might be doing something at my base. But I'll determine that in our next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.